It is Saturday, the 13th of July 2024, 12:25 p.m. and I don't know how many seconds. This bloody screen. I didn't have the best night's sleep. I couldn't sleep. I think the mind was overstimulated. Just wish sometimes that my mood would just remain stable. Maybe it's more stable than it was. Probably the fluoxetine has helped. I do a lot of displacement. Strategies because I don't want to face things. So constant turning this, turning that. So OCD. Chocolate bowl. Just an easy breakfast. I almost feel guilty that the fluoxetine has helped. My sister's not able to take fluoxetine. She's not allowed to take any antidepressant. It's raining. She's not allowed to take any antidepressant. because she had a psychosis. So they think it's a risk of causing a psychosis. I don't fully understand that, but then I haven't really researched it, so maybe an antidepressant could increase the risk of a psychosis, but then it just seems unfair. Maybe there is an option. Maybe I need to look it up. But at the same time, sometimes it feels like I'm just drowning, and sometimes it feels like we're both drowning. And we've been left to try and rescue each other. But two people that are drowning in the middle of the ocean can't help each other. And I wish I could. I wanted to be the strong one. Maybe that's the problem. Because that was who I needed to be. When my dad used to attack her, when I was only 3 or 4, 5 maybe. And I just wish I had the strength. I always tried to grab him, and he always pushed me off. He was just too big, too strong, too scary. Now it feels like I've still always wanted to protect her. And it feels like I've done a crap job. It feels like I failed. I haven't even managed to protect myself. And he attacked me, I couldn't fight back. And I couldn't run away. So I was frozen. Feels like I've always been frozen. Stuck. Can't fight, can't run away. always wish to be a better brother to you. I wish to be a better husband as well, and a better father. Sometimes it just feels like or it has felt like anyway. Everyone would be better off without me. And at times it felt like I would be better off without everyone. I tried to cut myself off from the world. It's really raining down. The rain is very soothing. Almost feels rather appropriate, synchronous that it's raining now. I always wanted to be somebody. Never felt good enough just being me. But maybe it is good enough just being me. Maybe it doesn't need to be good enough for anyone else. Maybe all this pressure that I'm putting on myself the wish to get enlightened, the wish to avoid rebirth. Maybe it's just another way of putting pressure on myself. Same with the meditation. Just another way of countering. We feel Mark needs a less structured environment. It's painful to hear. Not always felt like put downs, exclusions. Maybe like this is a way now of forcing structure on myself through a meditation routine. Trouble is, it's not possible to deceive your own psyche. If you're angry, wanting not to be angry is never going to make that so. I'm never going to make it go away by wanting it to go away. It is what it is. It's there for a reason. Underneath the anger is hurt and sadness. I suppose we grew up in a family where anger covered sadness. They'd claim they didn't want anger, they didn't want aggression, but they wouldn't allow the expression of sadness either. Or more tolerant of anger. I don't know why that is. Don't know why parents would be more tolerant of anger and less tolerant of sadness. Is it that sadness shows the weakness? Sadness shows the weakness, maybe. Just remember once crying to my mum. Got home from a gig. Got rejected by a girl. I was about 17, 18 maybe. I think 17. And I remember crying in the car. I just started bursting into tears on the way back. And she asks, what is it, what's wrong? And I started to tell her. I was rejected. And I was upset and I was hurt. And her response can't take it, I can't take it, shut up, I'm trying to focus on the driving. Why did she ask? Because all I needed, all I really needed, was just to be allowed to cry. Maybe a hand on my shoulder, maybe a hand on my arm, even momentarily understanding that generally both her hands need to be on the wheel. So even that I would have accepted if I didn't have that. She just let me cry the journey home. And when we got home, she could have asked what was wrong. And then I could have told her. And then she could have given me a hug. Sometimes all a child needs, all a teenager needs, all an adult needs, they just need you to listen. They just need you to just allow them the space to feel emotionally safe. Allow them to cry, allow them to bring themselves back to homeostasis, as you could say. The silence. It's true what Ronan Keating says. You say it best when you say nothing at all. Or the dream I had about my grandfather Joe, when I asked him, how do I communicate these issues? How do I solve these problems with different people, relationships, blah, 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 blah. And he said, Mark, the truth isn't in the words. Spent ages trying to work out what he meant. The truth isn't in the words. And where is the truth? Now I know what he means. The truth of true empathy, of truth understanding, true understanding. And words can be useful, yeah. The truth isn't in the words. The truth just is. Words come from people. And people have their own perspectives, their own agendas, their own anger, bitterness, sadness, hurt. It's only ever one side. And it's painful. Things I wish weren't true about people. Wanting to believe. Wanting to believe. Wanting to believe that some people are misunderstood. That's what my dad said about my mum. She's misunderstood. I mean, he's her biggest fan. He says she's generous to a T. She's fair to a T. She always thinks about me, blah, 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 and what I want. She always does it in a way that keeps her in control. It always comes back. to her. I think it's her fear of losing control. It's almost as if she has to weaken people so they need her. Maybe that's why she doesn't weaken Denise. She doesn't weaken her because she knows that they'll always be tied, strong or weak. Share the same venom, same poison. Mean girls. Mean girls. But she knows that if me and CL if we had the power, maybe we would end her. Maybe we would just walk away. If she wouldn't accept the latter. The former, I don't think we'd ever have it in us to do. We have our own kids now. We have our own kids. And they need us. They need us to be. They need us to put them first. Some things I just wish they weren't true. They are. And the words can't. The words can never can never explain everything. Words can never tell the whole truth. It's just not how language works. Then again, I've grown up with such deception, such trickery. Many times I got roped into that myself. Couldn't share information that really could have been shared. Did more damage not sharing it, despite the best intentions. Sometimes I just look for closure. I look for things to make sense. I look for a final, picture-perfect scenario. But maybe that's the problem. That doesn't exist. It doesn't exist in anyone's life. Just put things in the best order we can. It's just times that I just sometimes wish I could go back in time. And not be a puppet on a string. I was a puppet on the string. So easily provoked, so easily manipulated by my emotions. And then I've done the same thing at times, displaced that anger, provoked others, wanting to get a reaction out of them. Wish someone would tell my mum, would say to her, you know, all this angry, hateful, hurtful things that your son has done and said. You do know that he had no other way of expressing how he felt. All he's ever known is anger. All he's ever known is hate. All he's ever known is fear. All he's ever known is rage. Say all he's ever known. Multiple words, but they're all under the same umbrella in a sense. And fear and anger tend to alternate. Rage, hate. According to Buddhism, it's all anger-based mind states. Fear, rage, despising, anger. You had no other way. You tried. You tried to express love. Express emotion. But you didn't let him.